As our athletes prepare themselves to take the world stage once more, here to tell us about this and so much more are members of the Special Olympic Committee of stkitts. It is our pleasure to welcome Mr. Ivor Blake, Yasmain Powell, and Deslyn Hobson to Good Morning SKN. Good morning to you all and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning.
Welcome to all your viewers.
Oh, thank you, and our pleasure having you this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's dive right into it. Give us some background details on the launch of the Special Olympics Committee of stkitts.
Thank you. It's board.
Okay.
It's
organization. So we are part of the Special Olympics International.
Okay.
And we are programmed. So they call around the world,
Okay.
they call each country called Special Olympics Program. And stkitts has been a member of that organization since 1983.
Yeah.
So this is our 40th year anniversary. This came on dawned on me just a few weeks ago. I was like, this is our 40th year. Coincide with independence.
Independence, yeah.
And so it started back then with a person like Ms. Clarice Cotton, Lloyd Lazar, and some others. And the role or the mission of Special Olympics is to provide opportunities for persons with intellectual disability to be involved in sports and take part in competitions, which they don't normally have the opportunity to do. So that was originally Special Olympics. It's started by Eunice Kennedy back in 1968 when she had her first games, and with just about 1,000 athletes. So we have grown, and stkitts has been participating in what we call World Games ever since. The World Games are every 4 years. Well, Summer Games are every 4 years. Between that, there's the Winter Games. And believe it or not, stkitts took part in 2 Winter Games.
What?
So
You don't say in what sporting event?
Deslyn will tell you about that.
Okay.
Because Deslyn was one of the athletes who went in there. So, so ever since that, we've been participating and really doing well.
Okay. Yes.
But that's one pillar, and another major pillar for Special Olympics is health.
Okay.
And so we pay a lot of attention and effort to the health of athletes with intellectual disabilities, because studies have shown they don't get the same type of health care as the regular population. And that's because of a number of reasons. They're not able to articulate, when something is wrong as much as best. And because of their functionality, they might not get the best health care like normal population. So in any population, it's just average around 11% of the persons with intellectual disability. And it's a wide spectrum. But that's what we do. We provide the parents and the athletes with healthcare information, nutrition, etc., etc. And so it's a major part of every event that they have what we call healthy athletes.
Okay.
So it takes, for example, when they go to Germany, it takes an average of 4 hours for each athlete to go through, because there's 7 different disciplines. And it takes 4 hours for each athlete to go through. You get eye specialists, ears, dentists, the whole thing, feet, whole thing. And they actually do a thorough check on you. And the athletes are able to get glasses if they need, prescription glasses right there, hearing aids. And so for a lot of our athletes, this is the time to really get a proper checkup. And so just not focus on sports, but focus on the whole person.
So how important it is for persons with disabilities to be a part of sporting activities?
Well, it's very important. It's as you know, health is key to any nation, any community. And I think the way we focus on education, I think part of that education process has to be health and healthcare.
Certainly.
Because they always say prevention
It's better than cure.
And so we focus a lot on caring for sick, but we need to focus a lot on prevention, so that we have less sick people. And as far as education and exercise is concerned, two of them really works better together. So that's what we're focusing on, trying to get healthy persons.
Okay, so I'm going to bring the ladies in on this conversation. Deslyn, are you ready for me? So Deslyn, you participated in the winter sport. We do not have we do not have snow here in St. Kitts. So tell me, what winter sport event did you participate in?
Floor hockey.
Did you say hockey?
Yeah, floor hockey.
Oh, okay.
And I play bocce, and swimming.
Okay. And can you tell us how well you did in those three activities?
I will try my best to go and be with me, and God will come protect me in thy own right way, and then he gonna touch me.
Of course, you did the best.
I gonna do my best to go out and win about 3 medals.
Oh, I like that. And I'm looking forward to those medals when you come back, okay?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So can you share with us what's the registration process like for the Special Olympics?
By the way, there are around 75 countries that are participating in this, and so they will send you a request for quota. So they're saying 3 years out, they'll say, well, tell us how much persons you want to be in each sport. So that's a quota. So we will send what we think we will, and they'll come back and say, well, this we could get this amount of place, and they focus a lot on gender equality. So we need to ensure we have females as much as males.
Okay.
And then once we do that, there's a process through an app or a software where we upload all the information. So we have to get the timings to make sure that they're qualified for the different areas that we are putting them in.
Okay.
And then that process goes over and over. We have to get them checked, medically checked. They all have to be screened and ensure that they can perform on the field. So we have a doctor doing that. And all the information, travel information, passports information, IDs, everything has to be uploaded. And then they'll say, well, we're good. So we will, also we have to register alternates. So just in case someone got sick, injured, and can't go, that alternate was activated because you can't do it afterwards. So we also have alternates. So we'll have 6 persons training for 3 spaces or 10 for 4 spaces. And then, we'll activate that at a time. Or there might be someone who, during the course of the training, actually performed better. And then we have to activate that.
Okay.
So it's a very intense process and detailed.
Okay.
Then we have deadlines always.
So Yasmain, what is your function in the committee?
Hi, good morning again. I've been with Special Olympics almost 12 years.
Wow,
actually.
Congratulations.
Yes, as a swim coach.
Okay.
We started at the OTI pool, and then after OTI closed, we then went into the sea.
Okay.
So that is where we practice presently. We have some days in the sea, and Royal St. Kitts has now allowed us to use their largest pool. So we've been doing that for the last 3 weeks, where we go to the pool twice a week and to the sea on Saturdays.
Okay. So were you contacted for this position, or did you decide to lend your services to this particular organization?
I've always enjoyed working with persons with special needs.
Okay.
So I've been in that field for some time now. Although I'm in the early childhood field, I still work with children with disabilities, especially autistic children. I've been trained in that since about 2012 with working with persons with autism.
Okay.
And how is it going for you?
It's busy. It's very busy. Very, very busy. So presently, we've been training for the Special Olympics in Germany, and Deslyn we have Joey, Ashton, Alicia, and Chantel. Chantel is our alternate.
Okay.
So it's 5 persons that have been training straight for the last year.
So it's only one alternate in
one
each
alternate
sport?
with our group.
Okay,
we
just
only have one alternate.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, there will only be 4 athletes going.
Okay.
So we have 2 males, 2 females.
Okay.
2 of the athletes are deaf and 2 have intellectual disabilities.
Okay.
And how often does the Special Olympics are held?
Summer Games is every 4 years.
4 years.
So
Yes.
the last games we were in Abu Dhabi, in the UAE, and 2019, and there we had 13 athletes.
Okay.
Yeah, but we had in athletics, cycling, triathlon, bocce, swimming, and tennis.
Interesting.
And well, needless to say, we had 8 gold medals. We brought back 8 gold medals in every sport.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So the athletes do well, considering, and in Special Olympics, the athletes compete with athletes of their own competency.
Yes.
And so for the first time, we participated in cycling, we had the cycle team, and triathlon. And I think to date, we are the only Caribbean country participating in cycling.
Oh, it's small, but
That's
indeed,
amazing.
Talawa.
Yes,
Indeed,
yes,
indeed.
indeed, yes, indeed.
I noticed for the upcoming games, you had some training sessions where some of the athletes from St. Kitts went over to Nevis. How have those training sessions been going, and has athletes from Nevis come over to St. Kitts to participate in training sessions as well?
Absolutely. So we have, like we said, for this game, we're participating in athletics, cycling, swimming,
Tennis.
and tennis.
Yeah.
So we have athletes coming from Nevis every week to train. And incidentally, this World Games, the tennis will be held on clay courts.
Yeah.
So as far as we're aware, the only clay courts we have available is in Four Seasons in Nevis. So we had to ask Four Seasons if we can get our athletes, because the clay court is a different surface.
Yes.
And the bounce and movement on that surface is different to the hard court. And so in order for our athletes to get training on that surface, which they're going to be in the competition. Yeah. So we've been going over there for the past 3 weekends, going over there and practicing on those courts. Okay. So again, we want to thank Four Seasons for allowing us to do that. And as Yasmain indicated, we have swimming. Well, there's no pool in St. Kitts. So we action around for persons or institution that has pool. And so at the last moment, Royal, I think it's Hotel,
so sweet of them,
agreed to allow us for 2 afternoons, I think.
Yes, Tuesdays and Tuesdays.
To come to the pool.
Yes.
And in the afternoon for 2 hours and train. And it's made a great difference. And so, because those are the conditions that we will be competing in for real.
Indeed.
But we have to make do. And
Wow.
And that pool is only 13 meters.
Yes.
So for them to do a 25, they have to do it double.
Okay.
For those athletes who are doing the 50 meters, they would have to do it 4 times in order to get the proper timing to put in for Berlin.
Interesting.
And so there are a lot of constraints for
we're hoping that we get one built soon.
Of course.
As soon as possible. We're putting the plug right here.
That's right.
For those who are
25
involved.
meter pool.
Yeah, indeed.
And Yasmain, how's preparation going so far for Germany?
We're good. We're going good.
Yes.
The athletes, they get very tired sometimes. But we're getting there.
Deslyn, is that true?
Especially that they have to do it double.
Okay.
But when we're in the sea, we when I started with Dr. Warren as well.
Okay.
So we made a DIY line.
Yes.
Okay.
So a 25-meter line.
I like
so
that.
it's a rope, and we cut some those floaties, the noodles.
Yes.
And so we line it with the noodles, and we made a 25-meter line.
Oh, so they know
when they're in the sea on Saturdays, they get the full 25 meters. So they don't feel as tired as much going down once.
Okay.
Whereas if they're in the pool, they have to do it 2 and 4 times
Oh, wow.
in order to get the proper timing for us to send off to Berlin. Because
Okay.
we had to send those times by the second
Deadline, yes.
2nd of May, I think that was. We had to send
Okay.
in the deadlines
Okay.
for the swimming.
Oh, okay. And Deslyn, which do you prefer swimming in, the sea or the pool? The pool?
Pool.
What? That's the hardest part for me. I prefer the sea.
She's actually straighter in the pool.
Yeah.
Yes. In the sea, she tends to go offline, and
Okay.
if you do hit the
Orientation.
lines, you get disqualified.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
At least in the
Better
pool, we know
orientation.
she's doing a lot better in the pool and being on a straighter line in the pool.
So I'm looking forward to that swimming medal from Deslyn.
Of course. But
You heard it here.
Yes, good morning, SK.
The 4 team members are also doing a relay.
Okay.
So the 4 of them will go up and down. To
Okay,
do
okay.
The 25-meter relay.
Okay.
4 by
Alright.
25.
So they swim individually and then
Then
the
they do
relay.
the relay, yeah. So
Okay.
each person is doing the freestyle
Uh-huh.
and breaststroke.
A breaststroke and then the wow. Okay. It's a lot of swimming, boy.
it sure is.
They also have an endurance day.
Mhm.
So where they do the running on the track and stuff like that to build the endurance up as well.
So you're out
So
there with them too,
No,
Yasmain?
that coach is Chester.
Okay.
Chester Myers.
Chester Myers, he does the endurance. So they have endurance this afternoon
Okay.
with Chester.
Deslyn, you ready?
They get tired when they hit endurance back.
Well, I just want to say, as been mentioned, Chester Myers has been training all year long. You know,
Yes.
as a matter of fact, Yasmin was the alternate coach. So Chester was supposed to be the main coach going. Chester has had some difficulty with his passports from
Okay.
from St. Lucia. So he's past the deadline, so we had to replace him. But he's been actively involved.
Very much.
And I would really like to say, commend all those coaches and volunteers who come out weekly, month after month, because it's going on for months, and who takes them all over. The tennis coach, Ludus Sadler. You have Terry Andrews, and Jesse Mulcair,
Okay.
and Winston Cook for some time. And they've been training them all the time. We have missing? And Julie Batcher and Sylvester Dorr for athletics.
Yes.
So they have the athletes throughout the year since last year doing this training, getting them, ready.
Awesome. And still with you, Yasmin, we often talk about inclusivity or inclusiveness in the federation. But why do you think persons with quote-unquote disabilities are not included in, let's say, our inter-school sporting activities?
That is true. But in Special Olympics, we do try to have inclusion. So the persons without special needs do come into our track and come into our swimming as well. During our national games, we do try to include inclusion as well. But as for the primary and high school athletes, I can't speak to that.
Mr. Blake?
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you asked that question.
Yes.
Because unified sports is another major pillar for Special Olympics, because it speaks about inclusion. And unified sports simply is having persons with intellectual disability and persons without playing together on the same team. And so we're segregating something else. For the first time in tennis, we have a unified team. We have Jamal Bryan, who's a normal player, he doesn't have intellectual disability. He's on our team, and he's going to partner with Shakia Stapleton, who is our athlete.
Yes.
And they're doing doubles, unified doubles. So we have registered a unified partner in Jamal, or Jamal rather, who will be playing with Shakia. So for the first time, we are having a unified sport.
I like that, and I like that it took the Special Olympics to put that initiative in place, and that we didn't see that before, that we could have included them in our normal sports.
We've been advocating for that, and for the first time,
good stuff.
The Character Games, which was held in Bahamas this year, featured Special Olympics athletes for the first time. And we're hoping that will go on. And for future, regional games will have persons with intellectual disabilities.
Yes, indeed.
So we're hoping that
just
we'll
this
start that
weekend.
trend.
I said just this weekend we had football, which was inclusive.
Yes, I
Had
think we
students
spoke
from
to.
different schools.
Is his name Jamie? I can't remember.
Jamie.
his name.
Jamie.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Jamie was on last
Yes.
December. Yeah, he was so
So
inspirational.
that was the precursor.
Yes.
We have now received, Special Olympics stkitts received a grant from the from Special Olympics
Nice.
that
Congrats.
that we can put together a unified champion school league here, which we're working with 5 schools, 5 primary schools,
Okay.
and we've just launched 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Just launched that program,
Yes.
and so
It's
you will
like
hear more
football.
about that as we're working with together with the Ministry of Education and
Okay.
Sports to that in the 5 primary schools. And we had a music a football festival
Football festival on Saturday.
on Saturday.
On Saturday.
We had teams from the 5 schools
Okay.
playing together at the gardens.
Okay. Nice.
But we hope to talk about that in a different.
Of course.
And later.
Of course.
That's right.
Andre, before you continue, we see the importance of establishments contributing to the Special Olympics. Royal St. Kitts, we saw with the pool,
Yes.
and I'm trying to remember the other establishment that you mentioned. Four
Seasons,
Seasons.
yes.
Okay, with the clay court.
Right.
How important is it for governments, organizations, and individuals to contribute towards the Special Olympics? I know the parents aren't charged a dime, and for those of us who are watching and still may want to contribute to the road to Germany, how can we do so?
So Special Olympics, like you said, we don't charge the athletes. Even when we take them to Barbados for the visit, we pay for the whole thing. And so we depend a lot of support from members of the community, from government, from business places, and individuals. And so I would like to ask anyone out there, business places who are looking in an area to provide support, to come on board. My number is 662-5453. Call me, or Miss Clarice Cotton anytime at 668-2721. I can't remember these numbers. but yeah, yes, please come on board and support and help us in any way, in kind or with funding, because it's really important that we do so. That's why we get to do these things and take people like Deslyn
Yes.
to places. And for some of our athletes, the only time they get to travel is when they're going to games. And they get to travel for far off places.
Yeah.
So it's always important for us to have that fund coming in for us to do that.
Indeed. And as we wrap, can you share with us what's next for the Special Olympics stkitts?
Okay, so we talk about sport. We have a lot of things happening at the same time. This is a year-round thing.
Okay.
It has been week after week, and whether there's a competition or not.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's an opportunity for the athletes to get out, get out from home and be participating and exercising. And so we're going to the World Games now. We will have in 2 years, the last year we were at the USA Games for the first time.
Okay.
And that's where we have all the states have their national game, because each program, each country have a national game.
Okay.
And we're part of that. So there's a competition in Curacao later this year, beach games.
Beach games in Curacao.
So there's always opportunities, and we keep working towards, we have the Family Health Forum, where we organize, we got doctors and dentists and nutritionists involved, and we have a forum where we get the families.
Yes.
And we teach them and provide awareness to them. So there's all type of activities.
Okay.
And we just mentioned the Unified Champion Sports schools, which we just launched. And so that's another avenue where we will be promoting inclusiveness, acceptance. It's all about that. And that's for the our whole community, government, everybody. We want to include everybody and not leave anybody out.
Indeed. And as we wrap, as I said earlier, that's your camera there, Mr. Ivor. Can you share with the audience? Because I know the community is a non-government, or it's an NGO. Can you share with them? How can they donate? How can they contribute? And for persons who are watching and want to be a part of they will probably have a disability and want to be a part of the team, reach out to them and just share with them how they can contribute or get in touch with the committee.
Thank you. We have a Facebook page. It's Special Olympics stkitts and nevis. We could use that social media to contact us. We also have we have a email. We have my numbers, which I just gave, and we can contact anyone at the Cotton Thomas Comprehensive School. They'll be able to provide you with information. And also, we want to reach out to everyone to support whatever activities, come out and support. We'll be having a presentation dinner on Saturday, where we get all the families and the delegation together, along with some sponsors, and just to present them and to get them, one last thing before they go. I think will be a wonderful event. And I want to thank Ministry of Sports, the Ministry of Education, Prime Minister's Office, Social Security, and all those persons in the community, Washington University, all those in the community who have stepped up and come out to support. We're always looking for volunteers, by the way, whatever areas. And for those parents out there who have children who have any sort of disabilities, please get them out, let them get outside and come and enjoy sports with us.
Very well said.
Let me win. If I cannot win, let me be brave in thy tent.
Okay.